name is Chloe Shelton, and I'm doing my speech over the song Scotland by the Lumineers. On December 8th, Mary Stuart was born at Linlithgow Palace in Scotland. She was the daughter of James V and Mary of Guise. 6 days after she was born, her father died, and baby Mary Stuart was crowned Queen of Scots. Her mother, however, acted as regent on Mary's behalf until she was old enough to take the throne for herself. Tension was building between English and Scottish powers when Mary was only 8 months old. Therefore, Mary was betrothed to Prince Edward, Henry VIII's son, in hopes of calming the rivalry between the two countries. However, Catholics opposed this betrothal, and the match was eventually broken off. Henry VIII demonstrated his anger over this by ordering a number of savage raids on Scotland, which later became known as the Rough Wooing. Henry's army set fire to crops and also set fire to James V's gravesite. In 1548, the Scots resumed their original alliance with the French by betrothing Mary to the 4-year-old Dauphin of France, Francis. Mary was then sent to the French court. There she was brought up among the daughters and wives of French nobles. At the age of 15, Mary was married to Francis, who became King of France a year after. The alliance between Scotland and France was cut short when Francis unexpectedly died a year later in 1560. As an 18-year-old widow who spent most of her life in France, Mary returned to Scotland. Mary, being Catholic, struggled returning to her country, which had changed significantly. It was now predominantly Protestant. Initially, Mary was able to rule successfully. However, her marriage to her Catholic second cousin Henry, Lord Darnley, sparked a breakdown in relations between the monarch and the Scottish nobles at court. Mary's marriage quickly started to get rocky when rumors of her possible affair with her Italian secretary David Rizzo in June. Shortly after he was found stabbed to death, rumors of it was of her husband's nobles. In June of 1566, Mary gave birth to her son James. Just 8 months later, Darnley's body, her husband, was found dead. Mary suspected of involvement in the murder of Darnley, which was the beginning of her downfall. What really made her people turn their backs on her was when she got remarried 3 months later to Earl of Gothwell. Scottish nobles in 1567 raised arms against her armies at the Battle of Carberry Hill, where she was then forced to surrender. Mary was imprisoned in Lochleven Castle, and her infant son was made King of Scotland. Months later, Mary escaped the castle and fled south. Mary was hoping to find shelter and support from her cousin Queen Elizabeth I, but taking in Mary would threaten her position, so she had Mary in prison for the next 19 years. Because she was keeping Mary alive, many Catholics were trying to get her out, and it put Queen Elizabeth I's life at risk. Because of this, Mary was sentenced to death by beheading on February 8, 1587. Mary is still known to be one of the most tragic queens to come across Europe. Thank you.